Busy day on Capitol Hill as Governor Spencer Cox delivered his State of the State address.
News specialist Daniel Woodruff joins us live with the big takeaway from his speech to Utahns. Daniel?
Deanie and Mike, the governor laid out his priorities tonight for helping Utah continue to grow, but not all of those priorities are guarantees on Capitol Hill.
If there is one thing you take away from my remarks tonight, please let it be this simple refrain: we must build.
Utah Governor Spencer Cox summing up the key theme of his State of the State address.
Like those who went before us, and despite any obstacles in our path, we must build.
Cox addressed lawmakers at the Utah State Capitol on this first week of the legislative session. He praised Utah's growth from a desolate desert to what it is today and says the state needs to keep building.
Today, serving side by side with legislators here, I'm proposing bold action and building in 5 key areas.
Those areas: housing affordability, energy production, infrastructure, public safety, and strengthening families. On that last point, the governor says he wants to eliminate the Social Security tax for seniors.
It's time. Check that. It's way past time.
But he's facing an uphill battle as Republican leaders in the legislature appear much more interested in cutting the income tax again. Cox says Utah has handled growth well over many decades and needs to do so now.
Utah, we must build. May God bless us, our nation, and this great state as we build together.
Now, the governor usually gives this State of the State address during the first week of the legislative session, which did start just this past Tuesday. Lawmakers will be meeting on Capitol Hill debating many bills through March 7th. Back to you.
Sounded a lot of optimism in that speech, Daniel. Thank you. Democrats responded to the governor's speech saying it is time to build in Utah. While criticizing some of the policies championed by Republicans, they urged Utahns to speak out.
Your involvement is essential as we push back against the extreme policies that have impacted our state in recent years.
Democrats say they want state leaders to focus on things like making housing and child care more affordable, protecting voting by mail, funding public schools, and compassionately addressing illegal immigration. Democrats hold a super minority in the Utah legislature. You can follow along with everything that's happening at this year's legislative session. Find out how it impacts you right here on our air, online, and on the KSL Plus app.